What if she is doing no contact too, not because she forgot you, but because she wants to see if you are still man enough to stay in control? Listen, my friend, you pulled back. You stopped texting first. You stopped chasing her attention. You told yourself you were done acting like a man who needs one woman's reply to feel alive. But then she stayed silent too. No message, no call, no little excuse to hear your voice. No sign that she is missing your presence, your confidence, your touch, or the masculine energy she once felt from you. And now your mind starts turning against you. Is she testing you? Is she waiting for you to break? Is she protecting her pride? Or has she really moved on? Here's the truth. Her silence is not the real danger. Your reaction to her silence is, because if one quiet woman can make you panic, beg, explain, or reach out just to calm your nerves, then you are not practicing no contact. You are just waiting in pain. In this video, you will learn what it means when she also pulls back, what female psychology may be doing beneath the surface, and how Stoicism teaches you to stay grounded without becoming cold, weak, or desperate. You will know when to stay silent, when to observe, and how to turn this moment into self-respect. Because the man who controls himself becomes the man she cannot easily forget. Let's get into it. Number 1. No contact is about you. Let's be clear, folks. No contact is not a little trick you use to make her nervous. It is not a silent tantrum. It is not you sitting by the phone pretending to be strong while secretly hoping her name lights up your screen. No contact is about you. It is about whether you can control the one man you are actually responsible for yourself. Most men get this wrong. They pull back from a woman, but their mind stays wrapped around her. They stop texting, but they keep checking her profile. They stop calling, but they replay her last words like a movie they cannot turn off. That is not strength, my friend. That is emotional slavery with quiet hands. Stoicism teaches a hard but freeing truth. You do not control what she feels. You do not control whether she misses you. You do not control whether she is lying in bed, thinking about your voice, your presence, or the way you made her feel when things were good. What you control is your reaction, your posture, your discipline, your next move. Think about Robert, 48, from Phoenix. He had been seeing Melissa, 45, for almost a year. Things were warm, physical, intense, and then suddenly she pulled back. Fewer texts, short replies, no real explanation. Robert decided to go no contact, but after 3 days he was losing his mind. He checked his phone during meetings. He drove past places they used to go. He told himself he was being patient, but the truth was simple. His body was silent. His mind was still chasing. That is where no contact becomes a mirror. It shows you where you are still attached, where you still crave validation, where her silence has more power over your nervous system than your own self-respect. And that mirror can be uncomfortable, but if you are honest, it can also set you free. Here's what most men miss. The point is not to make her break first. The point is to stop breaking yourself. If she is also doing no contact, let her. If she is testing you, let her. If she is protecting her pride, let her. If she is moving on, let reality show itself. A Stoic man does not chase shadows. He watches what is real, and then he acts from strength. When Robert finally understood this, he stopped treating silence like a countdown. He stopped asking, when will Melissa reach out? He started asking, what kind of man am I becoming while she is silent? That one question changed him. He went back to the gym. He slept better. He stopped drinking at night just to calm his nerves. He rebuilt his mornings. Not to impress her, not to post about it, not to make her jealous. He did it because he was tired of letting one woman's distance control his peace. That is the move, my friend. No contact is not passive. It is active self-command. It is you saying, I will not trade my dignity for a reply. I will not confuse desire with weakness. I can want her, miss her, remember her, and still refuse to abandon myself. And listen, that kind of restraint has a quiet masculine pull. A woman can feel when a man is not begging through his energy. She can sense when he is no longer leaning forward hungry for approval. Whether she comes back or not, she will know at yon something changed inside you. And that is real power. If this hits you, write this in the comments. I choose myself. Stay with me, because the next part shows the psychology behind why silence creates pressure she cannot always ignore. Number 2. The psychology of her silence. Let's be honest, folks. Her silence works on your mind, because silence creates space, and space makes a man start filling the blanks with fear. You do not know what she is doing, so your imagination starts writing the story for her. Maybe she misses you. Maybe she is testing you. Maybe she is comparing you to another man. Maybe she is lying in bed pretending not to care while still feeling the heat of what you once had. That uncertainty is the hook, and if you do not understand it, you will become a prisoner to it. Female silence can create 3 powerful pressures: scarcity, unpredictability, and mystery. When a woman is always available, your mind relaxes. When she pulls back suddenly, her attention feels rare. When her behavior becomes hard to read, your mind starts chasing patterns. When she gives no explanation, you begin craving the missing piece. That is not love yet. That is psychology stirring inside you. But here is where most men lose frame. They mistake curiosity for connection. They mistake anxiety for passion. They mistake the urge to reach out for proof that she is special. No. Sometimes that pull is simply your nervous system reacting to uncertainty. You want relief, not truth. You want a reply because a reply would calm the storm inside you. Stoicism cuts through that fog. Epictetus taught that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but the judgments we make about them. Her silence is the event. Your interpretation is the disturbance. If you tell yourself her silence means you are worthless, you suffer. If you tell yourself her silence means she has all the power, you shrink. If you tell yourself her silence is a test of your self-command, you stand taller. This same psychology is working on her too. If you were always reaching out, always available, always ready to explain, comfort, fix, and prove, then your absence interrupts the pattern. You are no longer the predictable man standing at the door with his heart in his hands. You become less available, less readable, less emotionally exposed. And whether she admits it or not, that shift can create pressure, not because you are playing games, because human beings notice what changes. They notice when warmth disappears. They notice when attention stops arriving on schedule. They notice when the man who used to lean forward now sits back with calm eyes and a closed mouth. That is the dark beauty of silence. It does not shout. It does not beg. It forces both people to meet themselves. But listen carefully. Silence only has power when it is clean. If you are silent while secretly posting for her attention, it is not power. If you are silent while checking her page every hour, it is not power. If you are silent but hoping she feels punished, it is not stoicism. That is still attachment wearing a mask. Real silence is different. It says, I am not chasing a reaction. I am returning to myself. I am letting reality reveal what words could not. That kind of silence has weight. It makes you harder to dismiss because you are no longer leaking need through every action. So when she is silent too, do not panic now. Study the psychology, but do not worship it. Understand scarcity, mystery, and unpredictability, but do not become obsessed with using them. The real advantage is not controlling her mind. It is controlling your own. If you understand this, write this in the comments. I own myself. Let's keep going, because the next part explains why she may be pulling back too, and it may not mean what your fear is telling you. Number 3. Why she pulls back too. Here's what most men do wrong, folks. They see her silence and immediately turn it into a personal verdict. She has not texted, so she must not care. She has not called, so she must be with someone else. She is quiet, so the story must be over. But female silence is not always that simple, my friend. Sometimes she pulls back for reasons that have more to do with her emotions, her pride, her fear, and her need to regain control. She may be doing no contact because you did it first. If you disappeared, she might mirror your move. not because she is cold, but because she refuses to look needy. A woman with pride will not always chase the man she misses. Sometimes she will sit in her own silence watching to see if you break, because your reaction tells her what kind of man you really are. She may also be protecting herself. Maybe the connection became too intense. Maybe the attraction was strong, the chemistry was obvious, and that scared her more than she expected. Do not assume every woman pulls back because she feels nothing. Sometimes she pulls back because she felt too much and did not know how to handle it without losing control. Think about Brian, 51, from Denver, and Angela, 47. They had a strong connection after both had been through divorce. The conversations were deep. The physical tension was real. Angela would lean into him, laugh at his dry jokes, touch his arm, and then suddenly go quiet for days. Brian thought she was playing games, but Angela was afraid. She liked him more than she wanted to admit, and the closer he got, the more she stepped back to feel safe again. Now listen closely. That does not mean you excuse mixed signals forever. It does not mean you chase her every time she retreats. It means you read the situation like a man, not like a wounded boy. You observe. You do not panic. You do not invent a tragedy just because she has gone quiet right now. She may also be testing whether you are emotionally steady, not in some evil, manipulative way. Sometimes a woman wants to know if your confidence is real or if it disappears the moment she stops feeding you attention. If you crumble, beg, send long emotional messages, or try to force clarity, you show her that your strength was conditional. But if you stay grounded, calm, and respectful, you show her something different. You show her that desire does not make you weak. There is another possibility too. She may be trying to move on. That is the part most men hate to hear, but a Stoic man does not run from reality. If she is using silence to detach, your job is still the same. Do not chase. Do not plead. Do not turn yourself into a man she pities. Let her choice reveal itself, and let your response reveal your character. Because no contact is not about decoding every breath she takes. It is about refusing to lose yourself in the decoding. Her silence might mean interest. It might mean fear. It might mean pride. It might mean distance. But your job is not to solve her like a puzzle while abandoning your own life. Your job is to stay centered enough to see the truth when it appears. If she comes back with respect, you can decide from strength. If she stays gone, you remain intact. That is masculine calm. That is Stoic control. If this speaks to you, write this in the comments. I stay aware. Stick with me, because the next part shows the one mistake that destroys your power faster than her silence ever could. Number 4. Stop chasing, take control. Now listen closely, folks. The fastest way to destroy no contact is to start chasing just because she is silent too. That one weak move can undo everything. One nervous text, one long explanation, one late-night message dressed up as concern. You tell yourself you are just being mature, just checking in, just clearing the air. But deep down, my friend, you know the truth. You are trying to calm your anxiety through her response. That is not control. That is surrender. When she is silent, your mind will try to negotiate with your discipline. It will say, maybe she is waiting for me. Maybe she thinks I do not care. Maybe if I send one simple message, I can fix this. But understand this. If your peace depends on her replying, then she is still driving the car. You may be sitting quietly, but your hands are not on the wheel. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That line cuts straight into this moment. If her silence can make you abandon your standards, you are not free. If her distance can make you chase, beg, explain, or prove yourself, you are still being led by desire. A Stoic man does not deny desire. He disciplines it. He feels the pull, but he does not obey it like a servant. This is where control begins. Not by controlling her, not by forcing her to miss you, not by trying to manipulate the silence until she cracks. Control begins when you stop reacting to every emotional wave inside your chest. You let the urge rise. You notice it. You breathe through it. Then you choose your next move from self-respect, not fear. Let me be straight with you. Chasing does not create attraction, it creates pressure. It tells her that her silence works on you. It tells her she can move away and you will run forward. It tells her your emotional balance is in her hands. And once a woman feels that the sexual tension changes, you stop feeling like a grounded man. You start feeling like a man asking to be chosen. That quiet shift can make even strong chemistry feel weak, needy, and heavy before anything is said between you. That is not the energy you want. The energy you want is calm control, a man who can want her without needing her, a man who can miss her without collapsing, a man who does not use 10 paragraphs to explain what his silence is already saying. Your absence should not feel bitter, it should feel disciplined, clean, masculine, unavailable to disrespect. And if you want to go deeper with this kind of work, consider joining as a channel member. Inside the membership, you will get deeper lessons on Stoic discipline, emotional control, and how to rebuild your frame when relationships test you. It is for men who are done reacting and ready to train their mind like it matters. So what do you do right now? You stop chasing the reply. You stop checking for signs. You stop building stories around her silence. You return to your life, your body, your work, your standards. You make your day strong enough that one quiet woman cannot destroy it. If she returns, you receive her from strength, not hunger. If she stays silent, you do not fold. Either way, you keep the frame. You control the narrative by refusing to act like a man who is controlled by absence. If you understand this, write this in the comments: I control myself. Stay tuned, because the next part shows how to build the emotional strength that keeps you steady when the silence starts to burn. Number 5. Build unshakable emotional strength. Here's the truth, my friend. No contact does not become hard because your phone is quiet. It becomes hard because your mind gets loud. The silence pulls old fears to the surface. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of being replaced. Fear that she is giving her softness, her attention, and her desire to another man, while you are sitting there trying to act calm. That is why emotional strength matters. Not the fake kind where you pretend you do not care. Real strength is being honest enough to say, yes, I miss her, yes, I want to hear from her, yes, part of me wants to reach out, but I will not let temporary pain make permanent decisions for me. That is Stoicism in action. You do not kill your emotions, you train them. You do not shame yourself for wanting her. You simply refuse to let desire turn you into a man you do not respect. Think about Mark 52 from Tampa and Rachel 49. They had been seeing each other for several months after both came out of long marriages. The chemistry was strong. The late-night conversations felt easy. The attraction carried history, tension, and real hunger beneath the surface. Then Rachel pulled back. Mark decided to stay in no contact, but by the second week the silence started getting under his skin. One night he almost sent a message. Nothing dramatic, just hope you are doing okay. But he knew what it really meant. It meant, please, show me I still matter. So he stopped. He took out a notebook and wrote down the worst thing he was afraid of. She may never come back. Then he sat with that sentence. He did not run from it. He did not drink over it. He did not cover it with distractions. He looked at it like a man, and something changed. The fear did not disappear, but it lost its grip. That is the first practice. Name the fear. Most men are controlled by fears they refuse to look at. When you write the fear down, you pull it out of the shadows. You stop letting it whisper from the back of your mind. The second practice is to return to the present. Right now she is silent. That is all you actually know. You do not know if she is dating someone. You do not know if she misses you. You do not know if she is testing herself not to reach out. So stop punishing yourself with imagined scenes. A Stoic man deals with what is in front of him, not with ghosts created by anxiety. The third practice is to build a stronger routine than your urge. Wake up at a set time, move your body, eat like a grown man, work with focus, keep your space clean. Call a friend who respects you. Do something every day that reminds your nervous system, you are not abandoned, you are in command. Mark did that. He started walking every morning before work. He stopped checking Rachel's social media. He put his phone in another room at night. Slowly he became less reactive, not because he stopped wanting her, but because he stopped worshipping the wanting. That is emotional strength. It is not coldness. It is control under pressure. It is the ability to feel the ache and still keep your hands off the phone. It is wanting her warmth without begging for it. It is missing her body, her voice, her feminine presence, and still choosing your dignity. If this is where you are, write this in the comments. I hold steady. Don't go anywhere, because the next part shows what to do if she finally reaches out and how to respond without giving your power away. Number 6. Respond like a stoic man. Now, pay attention, folks. The moment she reaches out, your real test begins. Not when she was silent, not when you were waiting, not when your mind was trying to torture you with every possible story. The test begins when her name finally appears on your phone and your body wants to react before your wisdom has a chance to speak. This is where many men lose everything they built. They stay silent for days or weeks. They rebuild a little strength. They start feeling like themselves again. Then one message comes in, and suddenly they turn into the same anxious man she left behind. They reply instantly. They send too much. They explain too much. They try to make the conversation deep before it has earned that depth. They act like her message is a rescue boat, and now she can feel it. Do not do that, my friend. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Her message is an outside event. Her tone is an outside event. Whether she says, "Hey, stranger," or "I miss you," or "I have been thinking about you," it is still outside of you. Your power is in the pause. Your power is in the space between what she sends and what you decide to become next. A stoic man does not rush to reward uncertainty. He does not punish either. He responds from calm. That means you read the message, you breathe, you give yourself time, and you ask one simple question. What response would come from self-respect, not hunger? If she sends something casual, keep your reply casual. If she opens the door slightly, do not kick it down with a speech about everything you felt. If she says she misses you, do not collapse into relief. Let the words land. Appreciate them if they are sincere. But remember, words are not the whole truth. Patterns are. Here's what most men miss. A woman reaching out does not automatically mean she is ready to return with respect. Sometimes she is curious. Sometimes she is lonely. Sometimes she wants to see if the door is still open. Sometimes she wants the comfort of your attention without the responsibility of real connection. So respond, but do not surrender. And if you are the one who must reach out because there is a real reason, keep it clean. No emotional essays, no hidden begging, no fishing for reassurance. A simple, grounded message is enough. The goal is not to prove how much you care. The goal is to communicate like a man who is centered. That also means you do not use social media as a fake response. Do not post songs, quotes, gym selfies, or mysterious lines hoping she decodes them. That is not power. That is indirect chasing. If you are building your life, build it for yourself. If she sees it, fine. If she does not, fine. Your growth should not need an audience to be real. Responding like a stoic man means staying in command of your energy. You can be warm without being weak. You can be respectful without being available for confusion. You can still desire her and refuse to hand her the steering wheel again. So when contact happens, slow down. Let your dignity answer before your desire does. If she comes with clarity, meet her with clarity. If she comes with games, give her silence. If she comes with respect, stay open but grounded. If you are ready for this, write this in the comments. I respond calmly. Let's keep going, because the next part shows why getting her back should never be the real goal. Number 7. Stop making her the prize. Here's the shift most men resist, folks. As long as you make her the prize, you will treat her silence like a verdict on your value. If she texts, you feel chosen. If she stays quiet, you feel rejected. If she posts a picture, you study it like evidence. If she does not look your way, you start questioning everything about yourself. That is handing your identity to a woman and hoping she handles it gently. Reconnection is not the goal. The goal is not to get her back at any cost. The goal is to become the kind of man who does not lose himself just because a woman stepped away. If she returns, good. You can decide from strength. If she does not, you still walk away with your spine, your standards, and your peace intact. Think about Thomas, 58, from Nashville, and Emily, 54. They had been seeing each other after both had years of history behind them, marriages, disappointments, and enough scars to know that attraction is not always simple. Emily pulled back, and Thomas made the mistake many men make. He turned her return into the trophy. Every morning he asked himself, will today be the day she reaches out? Every night he wondered if she missed his voice, his touch, his steady presence. But all that waiting was shrinking him. He stopped going to the gym. He slept badly. He lost focus at work. He was not living. He was auditioning for a woman who was not even in the room. Then one day he asked himself a better question. Not is Emily coming back, but who am I becoming while she is gone? That question changed the game. He stopped treating her silence like the center of his life. He started rebuilding the parts of himself he had neglected. His mornings became sharper. His body felt stronger. His mind got quieter. He was not trying to become cold. He was trying to become whole. That is the real Stoic move. You stop making another person the finish line. You stop treating her attention like the medal you win after suffering enough. You remember that your life is not a waiting room. It is not a hallway outside her decision. It is yours. Let's be straight. A woman can be beautiful, desirable, and meaningful to you without becoming your god. You can want her warmth without kneeling for it. You can remember the chemistry, the laughter, and the private tension, and still refuse to worship a connection that is not choosing you back. That is maturity. That is masculine self-command. When you make her the prize, every action becomes needy. Your silence becomes a tactic. Your growth becomes a performance. Your discipline becomes a way to win her reaction. But when you make your own character the prize, everything changes. You train because you respect your body. You work because your purpose matters. You stay calm because your peace is sacred. You remain silent because not every feeling deserves to become a message. And here is the strange part. That is often when you become more attractive. Not because you are trying to manipulate her, but because self-possession has gravity. A man who is not begging to be picked has a different energy. He feels grounded. He feels dangerous in a quiet way. So stop asking whether she is coming back as if that is success. Ask whether you are coming back to yourself. Because that is the victory no woman can give you and no woman can take from you. If this lands, write this in the comments. I am the prize. Stay with me, because the next part shows how to turn no contact into a power move without looking desperate. Number 8. Become magnetic in silence. Now look, folks, silence by itself does not make you magnetic. A man can disappear and still feel weak. A man can stop texting and still leak desperation through everything else he does. He posts for her. He checks for her. He works out for her reaction. He pretends he is moving on, but every move is still secretly aimed at her eyes. That is not power. That is performance. Magnetism begins when your silence is backed by real change. Not noise, not revenge, not trying to make her jealous. Real change. The kind she can feel if she ever comes close again, and the kind you can feel even if she never does. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That is the whole game, my friend. Do not just say you are a calm man. Become one. Do not just say you are disciplined. Prove it in your mornings, your body, your work, your money, your friendships, your choices. Do not just say you are done chasing. Build a life so solid that chasing starts to feel beneath you. This is how no contact becomes a power move. You stop treating silence like an empty room and start treating it like a training ground. While she is quiet, you get sharper. You clean up your habits. You strengthen your body. You stop feeding your mind cheap distractions. You reconnect with men who respect you. You take your work seriously. You dress like a man who still has standards. You carry yourself every single day like someone who is not waiting to be rescued by a text. And listen closely. If you share anything with the world, share it because it is your life, not bait. Do not post a gym picture hoping she feels jealous. Do not post a mysterious quote hoping she reads between the lines. Do not stage happiness like a salesman. Women can sense that. People can sense that. Real confidence does not announce itself every hour. It moves with quiet weight. The magnetic man is not the loudest man. He is the most centered man. He does not beg for attention, but he is not invisible either. He is present in his own life. He has a direction. He has restraint. He has a little mystery because not everything he feels becomes public. Not every wound becomes a post. Not every desire becomes a message. That kind of silence creates curiosity because it is clean. She may wonder what changed. She may notice you are not orbiting her anymore. She may feel that your energy has shifted from need to purpose. But even if she does not notice, you still win, because the point was never to build a show for her. The point was to build a man you can respect. This is where many men fail. They go no contact, but they remain emotionally available to the old dynamic. The second she returns, they drop their standards. They forget the work. They become soft in the wrong way. Do not do that. If she comes back, she should meet the upgraded version of you, not the same man with a few weeks of silence behind him. So become magnetic in silence. Let your absence have weight because your presence has value. Let your calm become stronger than your craving. Let your growth speak louder than your explanation. That is the kind of masculine energy that does not need to chase. It draws. If you feel this, write this in the comments. I become stronger. Don't go anywhere, because the final part brings all of this together and shows you the real victory behind no contact. Number 9. Let her feel your absence. Let's be real, folks. If you keep reminding her you are gone, you are not gone. If you keep posting little signals, sending indirect messages showing up where she might see you, or asking mutual friends about her, then your absence has no weight. It becomes noise, and noise is easy to ignore. Real absence is different. Real absence is felt because it is clean, consistent, and impossible to negotiate with. This is where many men ruin the power of no contact. They step back for a few days, then panic because she has not reacted fast enough. So they send something small. A meme, a check-in, a casual just thought of you. They tell themselves, it is harmless. But what they are really doing is trying to interrupt her process. They do not want her to feel the absence. They want to escape their own discomfort. But listen closely, my friend. She cannot feel your absence if you keep filling the room with your need. Think about James, 55, from Chicago, and Karen, 51. They had been close for months. Dinner dates, long drives, heavy eye contact. The kind of chemistry two grown adults do not have to explain. Then Karen became distant. James decided to pull back, but after 1 week he saw her post a photo from a restaurant they used to visit. His chest tightened. He imagined her with another man. Instead of staying grounded, he sent a message saying, "Looks like you are doing fine." That one line gave away everything. It told Karen he was watching. It told her he was affected. It told her his silence was not strength. It was a waiting room with surveillance. Now compare that to the man who truly lets her feel it. He does not punish her. He does not perform pain. He does not make dramatic exits. He simply removes the access she once had. No emotional discounts. No instant comfort. No late-night attention. No warm masculine presence on demand. The door is not slammed. It is closed. Not for revenge, but because self-respect needs clean boundaries. And that matters because absence creates contrast. If you were kind, steady, passionate, protective, and emotionally present, then your withdrawal leaves a shape behind. She may not admit it. She may stay proud. She may pretend nothing changed. But people notice when a familiar source of warmth is gone. They notice when the man who used to respond with care no longer rushes in to make everything comfortable. That does not mean you sit around waiting for her to suffer. That is weak. A Stoic man lets absence do its work while he does his own. You train, you work, you clean up your life, you reconnect with your standards. You do not stare at the empty space she left. You fill your own world with purpose until her silence stops being the center of the room. Here's the deeper truth. Letting her feel your absence is not about making her lonely. It is about letting reality become honest. If she values you, the silence will reveal it. If she only enjoyed your attention, the silence will reveal that too. Either way, you get information. And information is better than fantasy. So, stop trying to manage her reaction. Stop checking whether she noticed. Stop making your absence into a performance. Become unavailable in a clean, calm, masculine way. Let her feel the difference between a man who chased and a man who chose himself. If this is your move, write this in the comments. I let go. Stay close, because the next part shows how to win yourself back first, even if she never breaks her silence. Number 10. Win yourself back first. Now we come to the part most men avoid, folks. After all the silence, all the restraint, all the discipline, you have to face one question. Are you using no contact to get her back, or are you using it to get yourself back? Because those are not the same thing. If your whole plan is built around her reaction, you are still orbiting her. You may not be texting, you may not be calling, you may look calm from the outside, but inside she is still the center of your emotional weather. If she reaches out, the sun comes up. If she stays silent, the storm returns. That is not freedom, my friend. That is just dependence with better posture. Winning yourself back means you stop measuring the success of this process by her response. You measure it by your recovery. Are you sleeping better? Are you thinking clearer? Are you moving your body again? Are you handling work with focus? Are you talking to people without dragging her name into every conversation? Are you becoming a man who can stand alone without turning loneliness into shame? That is the real work. A Stoic man does not build his peace on someone else's behavior. He builds it on character. Character is what remains when the phone is quiet, when the bed feels empty, when memory tries to pull you back into old warmth. Character is the part of you that says, I want her, but I will not abandon myself to have her. I miss her, but I will not crawl. I care, but I will not lose command of my life. And listen, this is not about pretending she meant nothing. That is childish. If she mattered, admit it. If the chemistry was real, admit it. If her softness, her body, her laugh, her presence left a mark on you, admit it. A strong man is not afraid of truth, but he also understands that desire is not a contract. Just because you feel deeply does not mean you must surrender your dignity. This is where no contact becomes more than silence. It becomes a return. You return to your standards. You return to your purpose. You return to the man you were before anxiety made you smaller. Maybe even better than that man, because now you have seen your weakness clearly and you have chosen to train it instead of obey it. So stop asking, what is she thinking? Start asking, what am I building? Stop asking, does she miss me? Start asking, do I respect myself today? Stop asking, will she come back? Start asking, if she does, will I be standing in the same weak place she left? That question changes everything. If she returns, you do not collapse into gratitude. You observe, you listen, you look for respect, consistency, accountability, and real effort. If she does not return, you do not turn her absence into a life sentence. You keep moving. You let the silence teach you, strengthen you, and refine you. Because the greatest victory is not making a woman regret losing you. The greatest victory is becoming so grounded that you no longer need regret to validate your worth. You do not need her pain to prove your value. You do not need her return to prove your growth. You do not need her attention to feel masculine, desirable, or complete. That is when you win yourself back. And when a man wins himself back, everything changes. His voice changes, his walk changes, his eyes change. He stops leaning forward like he is waiting to be chosen. He becomes calm, direct, and quietly dangerous. If you are ready to claim that, write this in the comments: I reclaim myself. Folks, if she is also doing no contact, do not let that silence break your frame. Today you learned that no contact is not about controlling her, it is about mastering yourself. Her silence may come from pride, fear, distance, or uncertainty, but your response must come from discipline, self-respect, and calm strength. You learned how to stop chasing, read the silence without panicking, build emotional strength, respond like a Stoic man, and become magnetic by rebuilding your own life first. Whether she comes back or stays gone, the real victory is this: you do not lose yourself waiting for someone else to choose you. If you want deeper